once this bar started to accelerate down, I sold a pullback, 20-cent pullback. I'm looking for a 20-cent scalp down now. It was a big enough sell off here that I thought we'd get a second leg down from it, and it closed below the low of the day. It had a tail on the bottom. It closed with a tail on the bottom, but it's still a really big bar, and still closed below the low of the day. So I think we should get a second leg down and a new low. So I think I should be okay, but if we start to get consecutive bull bars, I'll look to exit. I ended up moving my target to break even because of these two bull bars, and big tail here, and then a bull bar to follow, and then we had buyers below that. So after seeing the two bull bars and the buyers below here, I decided to move my target to break even, but we just got down to a new low, which is what my initial target was. Um, I think it would have been okay either way. I think it was okay to get out break even because we didn't get quick follow through, but I think it would have also been okay to leave my target where it was because even if we pull back, um, I thought a new low was likely. So I decided to take the more conservative option, but I think both would have been okay. I meant to buy with a stop order above the bull signal bar. Instead, I bought with a limit order, so it didn't even trigger the buy, and I'm already in. So um, it's not the trade I wanted. So technically, I shouldn't be in this trade right now. But my order was meant to be placed at 51 above this bar, and instead, it just filled me at the market. So um, this is a pretty uh, unfortunate situation. So it's supposed to be a buy stop order at 326.51 above this bar, and instead it filled me at the market down here. So I shouldn't have been in this trade, and ended up losing $8 on it. So that sucks. But I don't know. That sucks. I have an order to buy above this bull bar. Second entry buy, double bottom higher low. So I think it's a decent buy. I'm only trading half size because well, one, I don't want to take two full losses, so I don't want to be down close to $20, and also um, I don't want to try to make this trade back. I just want to take good trades. So if I trade big, then I'm gonna be focused on trying to make the loser back. But if I cut my size in half, I can limit my risk, and and I think I can trade a little bit less emotionally. So I just cut it in half, so risking $5 on this. After this bad entry bar, the follow through bar went up to my entry, so it rallied up to the high of the signal bar and then sold off. So that would have been my opportunity to get out break even if I wanted to, but I chose to stay in. I'm not sure if that was the right decision, but I think the setup is clean enough that it's worth taking a chance on it. I mean, in terms of clarity of the setup, this is pretty close to ideal for what I was looking for. So I'm happy with the consequences of whatever happens here. If I do get stopped out, I'll probably be done for the day. Actually, I will be done for the day. I won't take any more trades if I get stopped out here. But I'll be happy with this trade regardless. I think it's a good setup and it's a good buy. This might be another opportunity to get out break even, and I still don't know if I should because I'm just thinking that the setup is exactly what I was looking for. So if I get out here and then it does what I think it's supposed to do, which is just rally to the top of the range, then I'm gonna kick myself for it because I was in a trade that I thought I should be in. And if I try to micromanage myself out of it, I'll regret it. But at the same time, these two bars shouldn't come after this kind of buy signal. So maybe it is right to get out. I don't know. I have an order to get out half at 40 cents, so 326.33 if we can get there. I think something interesting here is that in my mind, I know this setup and I know the end result. So I know that when you get a higher low double bottom with a good signal bar, I have examples where the price ends up here. And that's in my head right now. I'm trying to think about the details of the rally and I don't know them. I just know that this is a setup and there are a lot of examples where the price ends up here at the high of the range. The problem with that is because I don't know what the rally, I don't know the path and what the rally looks like in those situations where it's successful, I'm looking at this and thinking, should I be disappointed by this bear bar? Like we got a breakout and a pause, and then instead of continuing higher, we got a bear bar here. So is this something to be disappointed by, or is this something that is just routine that should happen? You have breakout, strong bar, bull body follow through, probably buyers below. So even if we get a bear body, there's still probably buyers below for a second leg up, which it looks like is happening now. But because I only know the setup and the end result, it's hard for me to know what I should be disappointed by and what should convince me to get out. So even here, I entered above the bull signal bar, and then we got two bear bars here. I just knew the setup was good, but I didn't know if this was part of the plan. So is it okay to see these two bear bars and still expect the rally, or is this something that should not happen if it's going to get a good big rally out of it? So I just realized that I don't really know the path. So I was thinking, are there going to be bulls disappointed by this bear bar, and are they going to try to get out break even? Should I try to get out break even? And I realized that I don't know what I'm supposed to be disappointed by. I just know, I mean, it's clear if I get a low too short or like a very clear bear signal bar, I just exit below it. But because we don't have that, I'm thinking I don't know exactly what I should be disappointed by. So I'm just waiting for my target. And sometimes that can be a benefit because I don't micromanage, but it can also be a detriment if I had opportunities to get out break even and I never took them, then I could end up taking a loss where I could have taken a small profit. So here now we have 3 pushes up. So that if this closes on its low, I think it's a clear exit. We got close to my target but didn't quite get there, so hopefully we do get there. But this will be a more clear exit if this bar closes on its low. So this sell-off is actually disappointing enough. I think it's clear for me to be disappointed enough to try to exit some at 10 cents if I can get it. Otherwise, I'll just exit the full position below this bar. We ended up getting out of 10 shares break even, and I'll exit the rest below this bar. So I have an order to exit below the bear bar, and I also have an order to exit break even. So whichever one gets filled first. Alright, so I ended up getting out there. Yeah, I think I've said my piece about this. It's a tough situation during the trade. Yeah, so there were plenty of opportunities to get out break even. There are plenty of opportunities to exit with a small profit. So here after this first push and second push is stronger, maybe after this sells off, there's an opportunity to sell out up here for a small profit. That would have been a 20-cent profit on 15 shares, so $3. But again, like I said, I didn't know that this was enough. I didn't think it was enough to make the trade lose its probability, to make the setup lose its probability. So I didn't get phased by this. But then after the third push and the reversal, that's when I thought that the odds shifted back to 50-50 or maybe even bearish if this bar triggers. So I'm okay with this trade. the management is tough because of the points I made, but I think the setup is good, and I think I'm happy with my patience through here and through here. I just don't know if I should have taken profits early because of what I was seeing, but otherwise, I think it's a good setup, and I'm happy with this trade. So still at 8, still down $8.20. So I got out break even here, and we did end up getting up to my first target. So had I just kept my stop below this bear bar, I would have been okay, but I think after the 3 pushes, that's pretty hard to hold through. So, but clearly there was something wrong with it because we couldn't get up, we couldn't create a strong rally. We had to come back and test down. So we tested down here, and now we have another double bottom higher low. So we had a higher low here, and now we have another smaller higher low here. So after this bar closed on its high, I bought above it. I think that's reasonable. I mean, it's forcing me to buy a bit higher than I would like, but we're getting consistent higher lows and decent signal bars. So I think it's an okay thing to do. Still trading half size, so risking $5, or I think $4.50, something like that. So we'll see if this one works out. Again, if I get stopped out here, I'll be done for the day. This one I'm not as confident about as this buy because the signal bar is bigger than I would like. This one was like a perfect setup. So this one is I'm less certain about, but I think the context and the setup is still reasonable. So we'll see what we get. I have an order to take off a third at 20 cents. I'm gonna be a little bit more aggressive on this trade. So I'll take off a third here if we get it. And then, so that'll be 3 shares of my 10, and I'll hold the 7 to see what we get. I have an order up here for another third, 40 cents above my entry, to scalp out another 3 shares if we get there. It's a triangle, so I was hoping for a much stronger breakout, but we haven't gotten it yet, but still no reason to sell. So I'll stay in to see if we get to my target, but I'd like to see a big breakout bar. So after this high one, I was hoping for an acceleration up to get to my second target and potentially become a big breakout bar. But it got to my target 2 cents below and then reversed back down. So as it reversed down, I just exited those 3 shares. And then I have a third left, well, a bit more than a third. I have 4 shares left. And I'll leave those to see if we continue to grind up higher, or if we get a bear signal bar, I'll sell below. But just not looking quite as strong as I'd like it to look. So I ended up getting out of my last 4 shares there. I was hoping for a big breakout and a stronger breakout above the upper trend line, but we just weren't getting it. We got 4 consecutive bull bars, so no real reason to exit. But it just wasn't breaking out as strongly as I would like it to. And so I thought I'd just take off the whole thing. If we get a big strong bull bar and follow through, then I think that's a buy to close. But from here, just hoping for the breakout, it just wasn't happening. And so I'm okay with this. I don't know if I should have held through it, but I was looking for a stronger breakout, and we just didn't get it. So so now I'm down 582. So I made about 250 on that trade. So we'll see what happens here. If we get a good strong breakout and follow through, I'll buy it, but otherwise I'll be on the sidelines.